How can you use social media to feel more confident? Interesting question I've had, and it was a good one because I'm going to share a perspective on this today that can really build up your confidence, your trust in yourself, and your self esteem. And if you stay until the end, I have an extra special point that you don't want to miss as well. Yeah, I got this question asked in one of my Facebook groups the other day, and I like to get feedback. By the way, if you've got me on Instagram or Facebook, please feel free to message me and tell me what you would like more of, because I find it super helpful to talk about those things, right? Because else I'm guessing a little bit, or I can use a little bit of chat GBT, but generally I like to have feedback from you so I can understand a little bit more about what you'd like to hear about and using my experiences where so. Social media, though, yeah, of course, there's lots of talk about it and how it's impacted us negative. Right, just be honest, there is an impact. There is an impact negatively. Like, it can distract us, it can cause us to compare. We can look at someone else, be like, oh, they got the dream, they're traveling, they got all the money, they look in shape, they got the dream relationship, but it doesn't always reflect reality, and we feel rubbish about ourselves. Yet there's also an opportunity to use it to boost your confidence. And that's what I want to dive into today and how I've used it in the past. The thing is, as with anything, it's about your perception of how you see something and the opportunities you might see to use it. So that's what I'm going to share with you today, how you can use it to build more confidence rather than it drain your confidence. How is it helping you by going on social media and being like, oh, so-and-so looks like they look like so happy. I'm not doing well. I'm pathetic. Those are some of the things I used to say. I don't feel good about my life, right? It's probably not doing your self-esteem, how much you like yourself, or your confidence, your trust in yourself, much good. So here are a few points that I want to share with you on how you can use it. The first one is, remember this quote, and it's a quote from one of my mentors that really helped me. Self to self for progress and self to others for possibility. I'll say that again. Self to self for progress, self to others for possibility. Meaning, look back at your own journey, look how far you've come, look at the transformations you've got. Just pick an area of life where because even if you're like not made the transformation you want to at the moment, you can see another area of life where you have. And then look at others and think, wow, they're doing awesome. All right, I can do that too. So that's the first thing I want to say about it. The second thing is know where you want to go, right? Know where you want to go. Like, if you see some guy with a Lamborghini and he's like a multi-billionaire and you think, wow, I want that. Do you really? Or are you just scrolling through social media and not thinking, right? You've got to take some time out, not on social media, to think about what you want. And sometimes this may take you 5 to 10 minutes a day for a certain period of time. I'm not going to put a time length on it, to help you figure out what you want, just sitting in silence, understanding yourself, and also trial and error. Actually, what do you enjoy? What do you like? Right. So you've got to know your goal and your outcome as a second one. Else, how do you know if you're comparing yourself to someone correctly? Right. And then the third one is, once you've identified like what you want, look at someone who has that. And this is going to build your confidence, right? Who is further in the journey, and you can look at as a possibility for what's possible for you, right? Say, for example, you want to be an author, right? Who's a really good selling author? Who's doing really well? I looked at like Gabby Bernstein stuff. She's a fantastic author. And then start looking at some of the guidance they're giving and then start implementing some of it. And that's going to build your confidence, because it kind of reduces that length of just figure it out yourself. And that's going to build confidence by speeding up your journey, by learning someone who's good at it and then seeing what's possible for you. And the fourth one is, look for like-minded communities, because that can really build your confidence. And yeah, I'm not saying it should be a replacement for in-person interaction. I love in-person interaction. And what I went to Toastmasters the other day, and it's so much different than a virtual one, right? It's so much better. Right. But I'm saying, like, online can be an opportunity to interact with people in like-minded communities as well. And that can boost your confidence by bouncing ideas of people who think in the same way. And that's a great way we can connect. Now, I want to say this as well. Obviously, do your homework and due diligence and everything like that. It goes without saying. I want to say this, right? I found it more beneficial when I pay. It's called this. I learned this from a couple I worked for, and I also was learning from them. pay for friends, right? What's that mean? That means when you join memberships which are perhaps higher price or higher value than just these free groups, you get a lot more value because you meet other people who are willing to invest in themselves. Like, I'm not saying it's everyone, but in free groups you can meet some great like-minded individuals. Often though, there's quite a lot of, I've personally found a lot of moaning and like, oh, why are they doing the sales on this 5-day free event and all that kind of thing? It's like, well, they're just giving you 5 days of free event. And if you don't like what I'm saying, this is just my view. I would personally say if you can find communities where even if you're paying the minimal, you're going to find people who are more likely wanting to work on themselves, invest in themselves and the personal growth. And that's when I've really flourished, by having those like-minded individuals, and then being able to meet them in person is even better further down the line as well. So that's how I found social media really, really beneficial in that way as well. Now, I've got an extra bonus point for you in a moment as well. Okay, and here's my final bonus point I want to share with you, how you can use social media to build your confidence. And I've been doing this for my 75 hard challenge. 75 hard, if you're not familiar, is where for 75 days, you've got to do 2 lots of 45-minute exercise a day. I've got 1 lot more to do today. You've got to drink a gallon of water a day. You've got to have no alcohol, no junk food, and 10 minutes of personal growth, or a little bit of reading. Your choice. You can tailor it to what you want a little bit. And what I've been doing is posting my accountability on social media every single day. So that's my point. Use social media as accountability. Tell people what you're doing every single day. Because if you keep it to yourself and you're like, I'm going to do this, this, and this today, then we're more likely to drop off because we've only got ourselves accountable. Having accountability partners is great as well. Using social media as accountability, and share it in the right community, or you could even just put it in Messenger to someone. It's going to allow you to be accountable to other people as well, and that's going to build your confidence because you're being more consistent. Therefore, you're going to get better results if you're more consistent. So that's what I've got for you today, how you can build confidence using social media. I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives by being the best you. And remember, you are in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.